Hello, my name is David Kennedy, and I am the supportive care counselor here at Hospice Peterborough. I want to thank the Brown family for making hospice one of the charities that benefit greatly from today and for asking me to share just a couple of minutes with you. I have two very important things to share with you in a very brief time. First of all, I want to tell you a bit about Hospice Peterborough so you understand where your giving is going. Hospice Peterborough has been serving this community for over 35 years. Our focus is supporting individuals and families who are living with a life-threatening illness, as well as supporting people in grief. It is a place that most people don't think about until they need it, but then they're thankful we're here. Let me give you an idea of our work this past year. In this past year, we supported over 760 adults in grief, and we ran 283 grief group sessions. 165 children and teens were supported in their grief through one-on-one sessions and in groups. The hospice team also supported over 700 palliative clients and their families who are living at home. Together, hospice staff had over 43,000 interactions with clients and caregivers. We also have over 300 active volunteers, and without their generous support, we wouldn't be able to function. Last year, we opened a wonderful 10-bed care center on the corner of London and Reed, and we are here to support individuals and their families at very end of life. This is a holistic approach that has the best of medical, emotional, and spiritual support that is needed, all offered within a very home-like environment. The Ministry of Health funds about 65% of our annual budget, and we fundraise the remaining 35%, which amounts to about $1.2 million each year. And that's why your support today through this event is so important, and we are so deeply grateful that you have included us. If you want to know more about Hospice Peterborough, I would invite you to go to our website, www.hospicepeterborough.org, and there you will find virtual tours as well as videos and other explanations of our services. The second message that I want to share with you today really comes from my heart. And while I thank you for supporting hospice, I want to thank you for supporting the Brown family again this year, especially when the Gulf couldn't actually happen. I am coming to the end of my career, but let me tell you that I have sat with literally thousands and thousands of people in grief and have heard their stories. And one of the most important lessons that I have learned is that you never really get over grief, but you find a way to live with it well. I never knew Connor when he was alive, but from my very first meeting with this family, I knew how special of a person he was and is. And I have come to know him through the stories that have been told through both tears and laughter. And he has touched so many people in his far too brief life. And that's why your being here today is another demonstration of how important and what a wonderful person he is. The greatest fear that any parent or family member has when a death happens in a family is the fear of that person being forgotten. And that is why the greatest gift that you can often bring to somebody in grief is by simply showing up. Of course, at first everybody shows up, but as time goes by, people are very hesitant to talk about that person because they're afraid of upsetting the family. In fact, the greatest gift that you can give are the gift of stories and memories and the assurance that Connor will never be forgotten. There is nothing that you can say to this family that is going to upset them more than they already are, believe me. But you can remind them that Connor's life still has meaning because of how he lived and the friendships that he made and that he shared. So thank you for showing up today. Thank you for supporting this cause. And by showing up, you are telling this family that Connor will always be remembered, and that all of you share a piece of his life that needs to be celebrated. So thank you. And tell stories today. Laugh and cry. And while your generous support of Hospice Peterborough is so appreciated, your showing up is even more powerful. I have been deeply impacted by Connor through his family. I will never forget, and I am overwhelmed by the support and the love that the family is receiving by you being here today. So thank you.